Welcome to the Too Posh Podcast.
I am Gabrielle. I am a former New York Mafia princess, originally from Austria. I am the mother of 3 and the owner of Too Posh Boutique, and here with my beautiful co-host, Marcella, my daughter.
Hello, I'm Marcella. I'm a dancer, choreographer, model, and designer for Too Posh, and I say whatever the I want.
Hi, my name is Cruz. I am a stylist. I also own the Society Salon in the Design District, and I am a short little Mexican with a big personality.
I am Polly. I am a certified sexual health consultant and educator, former professional dominatrix, currently working at the largest adult novelty store in the Texas Panhandle.
What will they say next? Welcome to the Too Posh Podcast.
We're back. Hello, everybody. And I am Marcella. Today, we do not have my mom. She is with my sister at a fashion show, but I'm with my wonderful co-host, Cruz.
What up?
And our amazing Spider.
What up, y'all?
And we are back with the founders of Gallery Defi, Trey, Buddy, Travis, and Kyle. Welcome back, everybody. And now, if you haven't listened to the first show, the last episode, we talked to all of them about how Gallery Defi came to be. And now we're going to dive in and talk about all things Gallery Defi. So, who would like to start?
Kyle, you probably should start, bro.
I should start?
Yeah.
So Gallery Defi is essentially, if you didn't listen to the last show, a culmination of our group efforts to put on an immersive art exhibit, fine art gallery. It's more than that. Private shows. We can do, fashion shows. Essentially, launching a podcast series with Trey hosting. We will do that in house, but really, it's bringing world-class artists from all mediums. Right? You think traditional art, canvas, murals, sculptures. We'll have a lot of that, but then bringing in things that are interactive. You might have heard of projection mapping. Van Gogh exhibits kind of put that on the map. We'll have that in a different way, and we think in a more exciting way. How many things can you do with a painting? But yeah, and then having Travis, kind of lead the show as an artist first, and that's kind of how we get our name, right? So Gallery Defi is a play. DeFi is a term off, the crypto market, NFTs, all that. And then, but we take it a step past that because we're defying the way a gallery's done, right? A traditional gallery is, split down the middle. Gallery takes a lot more than they give in many cases. And so being, led artistically by someone that is a full-time artist, it kind of puts it in a different perspective. So, ultimately, we're providing an experience for Dallas and anybody that's in the area, but also a platform for all these artists to kind of tell their story, debut their art. Some of these people are doing things that people haven't seen and people should see. So, yeah, that's kind of who we are in a nutshell. Trey did a lot of research and put us in a spot in Dallas that's going to be the arts entertainment district. You might be familiar with Trinity Groves, so right over there underneath the Belmont Hotel. So we're excited to kind of grow that area in the way that it's kind of designed to be, both by the city of Dallas and then private investors.
So, is this going to be changing all the time, or how is that going to work? Where it's going to stay the same?
Yeah, so, we'll do a show that's going to last a duration of time. There will be subtle changes throughout that time, but then we'll break it down and totally recurate it using some of the artists from the first show, bringing in new ones, continuing to evolve, because right now the creative space, just like with technology, it changes. Buddy mentioned this on the last show. It changes day to day, sometimes month to month, and so it'll give us the ability to kind of adapt and incorporate new things that are trendy, whatever you want to say, but all keeping the same goal in mind, and that's allowing these artists to create and giving experiences, because we've done a lot of research studies, whatever, that people are more willing to pay for an experience than a tangible thing. So that's what we're looking to really deliver.
Oh, wow. And Buddy, are you going to have clothes in there, or is that part of it? Or
no,
is that
I
a
mean,
stupid
there will
question?
be. So yeah, I do think we will have that convergence of fashion, art, music, and entertainment.
Okay.
But the fashion side of it will primarily be very like high-end fashion, one of one, very custom or very much artist collaboration. So we were talking before the show started about a bag that was made by a gentleman, Amos Leathers Goods here
Cody
in Dallas.
Amos.
Yeah, Cody Amos.
Sick bag.
The sick bag. It's made out of is it crocodile?
Took a whole alligator to make that.
Alligator.
Two.
A whole
Elephant.
alligator.
Two alligators.
Yeah.
Two alligators, actually.
Two
Sus-
gators,
yeah.
some
Yeah,
elephant
it's
ears.
amazing.
So that's the kind
Not
of
real
Not elephant.
Oh, I was
ears.
like, elephant.
That's illegal. That's
Elephant
illegal.
print.
Elephant
Yeah.
my bad.
Yeah.
I will start crying.
Not a real elephant. Faux elephant.
But he's like a feature artist that does
Vegan
fashion for us.
elephant.
Yeah.
Vegan elephant. Yeah. In the
elephant.
fashion space right now, there's this very trendy term called vegan leather. It's just basically synthetic leather. So, but anyways, so that's what you're going to be seeing. You're going to be seeing really cool, customized fashion,
Okay.
not your mass produced, contemporary stuff. But yeah, so there will be fashion.
I love that.
Yeah.
And then in the space, so artists will come. Can they sell their art like this? You can buy it, or it's more
Absolutely.
the.
Depends on
it's-
if Travis says they
Yeah.
can.
Well, no. So it's not going to be set up like a trade show type.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not
Right.
like that. And the artists don't have their individual booths. Pretty much, we're giving the artists a space to expand off of the canvas and allow other people that come to view to become part of their art and immerse themselves in that art.
I see.
And whether that's taking a picture in front of it, walking in it, and having this different experience than you do from standing 2 feet over, but you're having this emotion for it. But we're giving a space for the artists to get off the canvas and allow people to walk.
Okay, and then will people when they come, will they pay to get in? Is that how that will work?
Yeah, so a ticketed event, and
Okay.
the idea behind it is to grow collectors, bring people in to experience, enjoy these artists' work, and then we'll offer, for one, the ticket itself will be a collectible NFT that people can redeem,
Oh, so
sign up
there's
for.
that part.
Yeah, you guys
And
talked
then
about
that-
NFTs
We
on
did.
a previous podcast,
Right.
And
That will have rewards and things later on down the line and everything, but now it's about the mass adoption and getting people in for that to even acquire their first NFT or have something like back in the not old days. I mean, like 5 years ago, we would have a ticket stub,
Right.
and then I mean, my girlfriend's got a full book of ticket stubs. I still have all my ticket stubs.
Yeah.
But to give something out that is worthy of being printed out and put on a wall, or just something that you're happy to have and collect, that we will provide, that will hopefully open you up to this whole other experience and world of the NFT world. But that's not our main thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So to piggyback off that, a lot of people that have been art collectors are kind of hesitant or reluctant to kind of adopt NFTs because maybe they don't know what it is or don't even care to learn. So this is like an easy way to kind of come see these things that you're already interested in. And if you want to, this is how, right? Buddy uses the word thought leader all the time. So in the space, just kind of teaching, explaining in a simplistic way that's applicable, right? It's not out there, you don't have to be in the metaverse. It's right there. You can do it all from your phone. And you do what you want with it. But like Travis said, there is utility in that. So if you hold it, come to a show, like as a reward down the road, there will be things that you can have access to, giveaways,
Oh.
that kind of thing. So it's like, you might want to claim it, right? And it's not going to cost you anything to claim it. And then from there, just kind of wait and see and come back. And
There's a lot of
That's
detail
pretty
in
cool.
this.
yeah,
It's not a
Very
quick
cool.
money grab. We're exposing the masses
right.
to the whole concept and then showing them the reward.
So,
Okay.
so if you want to look at it this way, you're paying for a very, on the NFT scale, a very affordable NFT. And then with that, we're giving you an experience. And then within that experience, you can purchase art from prints. If the artist does things, because a lot of these people are big time artists and they have different deals going on, different collaborations already. So that's another level. And then you can actually buy the main piece, if you have the budget. So There's some things in there for everybody, really. And then if you just want to come partake in the experience, we're happy to deliver on that too.
Wow.
But back in the day, like if you went to a Keith Haring like show and you saved your stub, you can sell those online now just from going to that show, and it's worth a lot of money.
Right.
So this is kind of a way that we're giving you an NFT version of it, but we might have some artists that just blow up, and in 10 years from now, that stub's worth way more than.
Oh,
That's
right.
brilliant. That's brilliant.
And how many artists do you guys have?
We did this yesterday, so right now,
lot.
yeah,
A
Yeah, a
lot.
ton.
yeah,
From all over, or just Texas?
All over the world.
Oh, wow. So how many?
over 25 and growing.
Currently, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's a lot of Dallas based because we want to kind of provide opportunity in this market,
Right.
But also some people that Travis know and people that have since been introduced to us, some people that we've kind of found, reached out. It's a combination of that. So try to balance it. We can't have all of one medium because you kind of offer something for everybody. One person we are excited about having in the show is Rick Fairless from Strokers.
Yeah.
Love that collaboration.
Yeah, you think of that and you're like, why would Rick Fairless be an art exhibit? And if you've never been in there, that makes sense. But if you have, you know why. So
And if you don't know what Strokers is, it's like a world-class motorcycle bar here in Dallas, Texas, off of Harry Hines.
He's the godfather of like making custom motorcycles.
for sure. He's
Oh,
actually,
we
Motorcycle
met
Hall of
him.
Fame.
I met him on accident because one time, Spider, you remember, we were starving, me and my mom from podcast,
You
and
went
we
there for
went.
lunch.
We went there to eat.
Nice.
It's a whole thing up in there, isn't it?
I was so amazed, and then we met him, and we got a whole tour, and he was so wonderful. And
He's a great guy.
Yeah.
we've talked to him. Of course, my mom has stayed friends with him ever since,
That's awesome.
and he's amazing. That's so cool.
So Travis threw it in there. He's in the Hall of Fame for the motorcycles, which is like,
Wow.
didn't even know they had one. Neither did he. He
Yeah.
said, I asked him, and that was like an honor.
But so we've paired him with a local Dallas artist as well. So we're going to have his bike, one of his prized, it's a Janis Joplin bike that actually rode to the Motorcycle Hall of Fame, I think this year. It wasn't actually to be inducted.
Yeah, he wrote it up there, and then it was in the Janis Joplin Museum as well,
Yeah.
the bike.
Wow.
So we're going to have that on display with a mural behind it that incorporates the bike and it accents the bike.
Wow.
And, about that collaboration.
That's amazing.
Pairing two people that you wouldn't necessarily.
Chris Campbell, he's from Arlington, so that's kind of he's a local artist.
Who? Say that
His
one.
name's Chris Campbell.
Chris Campbell.
He's
And his license plate is Van Gogh, which is a great license.
Great license plate.
But it's not a van.
No, it's not a van.
It is 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 a
No, it
van.
is.
It is.
I'd like to add a little layer to what you guys are talking about. The art world can be complicated and overwhelming to a lot of people, especially those who are just starting out or they're intrigued by it or they want to purchase art and they're always like, what do I buy? How do I buy it? And, the first line that, I try to help people kind of take that anxiety out of it is just buy the things you love, because that at the end of the day is going to make you a happier art collector than somebody who's trying to buy something from an artist who is on the come up or is on a level to where they might be like, oh, I don't know if I can shell out 10 grand or 20 grand for that. So, rule number one is buy the art you love. But at Gallery Defi, our mission really is to help bring people along their art collection lifeline, their storyline. So like to get into the Gallery Defi is to expose yourself to art, to expose yourself to artists, and to expose yourself to the artist's state of mind or process. So when Travis says to get off the canvas, literally that's what we mean. Like most of the collectible art that you're going to get is going to be canvas form or sculpture or photography. What we're doing with the gallery is giving them this immersive experience where it's like, hey, I'm going to paint the entire wall, the floors. I'm going to throw some lights up there. I'm going to projection map. There's going to be LEDs. There's going to be neons. And you kind of almost enter their mental realm. And then you can start to say, I really like that artist. And
That
it's like,
makes
I like what they do.
Okay.
And so then you take them into the gallery side of it where it's like, hey, if you really liked Travis's style, his art, his chaos and lighting, here's an original piece, a one of one.
So it is a full experience.
Yes.
Like
Absolutely.
Always.
the journey through it.
The whole journey. Like we want you when you walk through the door at the DeFi, you're going to be overwhelmed. We're going to give you sensory overload. We're going to try and make you feel like, oh shit, what am I doing here? And then we're going to take you all the way through a sensory overload into helping define what you're seeing. You're seeing this type of art because this is the way the artist meant it to be seen or displayed or shared. And then if you can continue to understand the evolution of your potential of being a collector, now we're going to give you the opportunity to buy a limited edition print. So 1 of 50. Or if you're like Trey, you don't want those 1 of 50s.
No.
You want 1 of 1s.
Right.
And so we go straight to the gallery, which will be white walled gallery. So there will be that component. There
Right.
will be the
Okay.
VIP collector's gallery edition to where you want to pass go, do not collect $200. You want to go straight to the source. We're going to get you to that source. So like some of these larger artists who are going to have $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 pieces, if you're ready for it, we'll be ready for you. And we'll help you understand why you should collect that piece of art.
Many different levels
Wow.
of buying art, you know.
For sure.
And like, if you don't have the money to necessarily buy a 1 of 1, doesn't mean you can't collect art. And it
Yeah.
doesn't mean you can't collect your favorite artist. You know, finding these prints that, you know, if you would have bought a print of Banksy a couple years ago, that thing's gone up $100,000. That's not even a 1 of 1. So just being able to, and understanding that art is one of 2 things you can consider an asset that you can borrow against. A lot of people don't understand that. Like, you buy a piece of art and it gets appraised at this price, you can go to a bank and then take a loan out on it. That's what art and that's what
Wow.
real estate, those are the only 2 things you can do that on. And a lot of people don't know that, and a lot of people are just kind of afraid to get into it. I didn't know anything about art other than until we just started getting into this. And, you know, that's kind of what I guess I focus on is, I mean, if you were to buy a $100,000 piece of art, $100,000 piece of art, that's almost the same thing as buying a $100,000 piece of real estate. You can go then get 80%, you know, line of credit on that thing from a bank.
I did not know that.
And then if you have a good accountant, talk to them from there.
You do need a good account.
We won't take financial advice or strategy, but there's a lot of
Disclaimer: we're not financial.
right.
Yeah, I'm not telling you what to do. Just
But there
look
are
into
some
it.
cool things you can do with art once you have it appreciated. If you know, don't buy from someone that's not really, you know, don't get hustled.
Has your best interest in it.
Main thing,
Don't
like-
get hustled. But there's a lot of ways. If you buy something that's reputable, you can do some things with it that is not really taught. It's an appreciating asset, and
Yeah.
Trey.
At Travis's and I's first version of this, I sold a lot of art. Like I had a knack for it. And it was really, it wasn't about the art. Honestly, it was about the experience
Story.
and the story
Mhm.
that would connect the collector to the artist. You know, like one of my favorite artists, he's out of LA. Is he going to be with us? Can I say?
Lacash,
Yeah, Lacash. Okay, so Lacash is East Los Angeles artist. He's just the sweetest, kindest guy in the world. But his art, you know, is fabulous. But the story behind him was why collectors were coming to buy his art. It was, you know, he was growing up in a very poor part of LA. He was covering graffiti and you know, gang signs and racist stuff that was being thrown up all over his part of the city, and he was doing pop art. And he learned how to really be able to paint on top of glass, because a lot of times they're just literally going and tagging the front of a 7-Eleven's glass, and you know, he would just paint like what were those, the puppy dogs, the
Snoopy thing.
yeah, Snoopies, and he would just put these like little symbols of love up there.
Oh.
And he got
Over
really
the
good at
gang
over the
graffiti.
gang graffiti. And then he started learning how to paint on glass. So now he paints on glass. And you tell that story to people and they're like, but I love Snoopy, grew up loving Snoopy. And now I've got a tie to it actually having a story. And, you know, they're buying it. And so the story to me is why the Gallery Defi will be what helps separate our artists from other galleries. You come in there, you're going to learn more about these artists than you're going to actually just see. You're going to hear and
You're gonna buy because
I
you
love
like the artist.
that. I love the story
There's a-
behind everything.
Yeah,
That's
there's
why I'm-
another guy
yeah.
that we reached out to, and he was just like honored that we were even talking to him. But his journey is kind of similar, different but similar. Like he was in a dark place in his life, and he went to EMR therapy, which
I've done that.
yeah, and it's basically using sensory reactions. So when COVID happened, he lost his job. He thought he started selling cars, which I don't know how you're selling cars in COVID, but that's probably why he quit. And he just told himself, I'm going to figure out a way to create these devices that kind of speak to that EMR therapy. And in 2 years, the stuff that you would think he's been doing this for 30 years. So we reached out to him because he's different, and we're going to put him in the show where we ask people how do they feel. They go through this experience, and then they can put it in like a paper shredder, right? And it's like telling his story of why he does art, because some people do art for different reasons. So to piggyback on what Buddy said, just learning about the artist. And for him, he's never been in a show. So, and I'm looking at his stuff. I sent Travis. Like,
South of Utah or
yeah,
Salt Lake City.
They're called Satori scopes, but they're wild. So I showed it to Travis, reached out to him. He was thrilled to talk to us. And, now that was an example of the timing of the build out allowed us to kind of discover some of these people that, we would have moved on without. But they're adding to the overall experience and kind of making it deeper. And if we can help push that story and initiative, or someone is, in a tough spot and they come and maybe they're not, or it helps them or turns them on to something that kind of can change their life. That's kind of a deeper connection and reason kind of behind it all.
Is there anything like this anywhere?
I don't know. I haven't heard of anything.
I
like
haven't
that.
either.
This
I mean,
sounds
do you
really
guys?
Amazing. I'm
yeah,
excited.
I know.
I don't think there's a lot of galleries where we have like an artist
That's what
that's
I mean.
controlling everything. 'Cause
Yeah.
Travis really
With Travis.
he's a real artist. He's
Right.
kind of the one running the show as far as what goes on. I don't think many galleries, maybe I'm wrong, have an actual artist that it's kind of an artist ran.
It's like an artist by artists for artists.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's more it's not a more traditional thing. Art galleries have artist led things going on, but it's different. It is unique in the way that it's combining a lot of elements of other places, right? So there's certain things in there I've seen that before in a certain way, but not in that way, right? So that's
if you were asking us who our competitors are, who we want to be, everybody's probably heard of Meow Wolf.
Meow Wolf, yeah.
Meow Wolf's like the big player in the room.
It's not
so.
the
Say what?
It's not the competitor.
No, because they're huge. They're like $1 billion conglomerate.
I guess competitor in the sense of like what we're striving for as a success brand wise.
Yeah.
But we kind of run in parallel lanes. They more bring in these artists and they got to create a scene, a theme, and it's a little more
goes along with the story.
Yeah, it's storytelling
altogether.
right?
Yeah.
And this one is kind of a culmination of everybody's story existing together, pairing artists with other artists, bringing people in that are kind of early in their career and putting them with somebody like Punk out of LA, Punk Me Tender, and some of these other people that we have, and then other people that have been superstars in a different industry and decided they wanted to be an artist. So we have Dual Diagnosis, that's Padilla, who goes by Unfuck Yourself.
Right.
Right.
She coined that term, unfuck yourself. Like, be that person
Right.
you were before all that shit happened
And then
to you.
the other side of the
okay.
collaboration is Dave Navarro.
Wow.
The rocker,
Yeah.
Ink Masters, however you
Chili
know him.
Peppers, Jane's Addiction.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, they have a meaning behind what they do. So
And we're also girl strong. We have Shannon and Leah Kirsch, two women.
we have
Very
more
strong.
than two.
We have more than two, but those are two that I know. Two strong ones.
And it's all. Are you doing any other form of art besides like tattoos, or are you doing musicians, music, or is it just gonna be?
We will
art?
be able our space is going to be built to be able to lend itself to all types of art, whether it's fashion.
Mhm.
We're going to have a built-in stage, whether we get to use it or not, and when we get to use it
Mm-hmm.
will be a thing. But we're going to be poised for it, and whether you're here experiencing it, it's a DJ playing,
Yeah.
whatever. Or it's definitely all forms of art. Spoken
Yeah.
with I've already a few dance artists that want to do something here. Our space is going to lend itself to be able to host for
Right.
these things.
That's so
we will
cool.
incorporate performance arts, but that's
Mhm.
kind of like what we were saying earlier about it. It differs from week to week, right? So
Right.
you may have to come this week if you want to see this aerial performer-esque person or body painting, like actually painting with their body.
Yeah.
So we have someone out of New York that wants to come down and do that. So
We talked about your sister possibly performing.
Oh yeah, she's a musician.
She's a badass.
Yeah.
Really?
Well, that's really cool.
Good.
That you're gonna have everything. I like
I'm really
that too.
excited. Dallas needs something like this.
No
We have
kidding.
nothing like this. I mean, Dallas needs some culture, and I feel that y'all are definitely putting it in the map.
Appreciate
do
that.
too.
man.
sure.
There's a lot of culture here. There's a lot of, we're trying to bring a lot of unique
least
things
expose
to
it then.
one
Yeah,
spot.
it's
to
kind of
one
hidden
unique
stash,
location.
yeah.
And
I did like last week though. That one of our neighbors had, I don't know what they were doing. I forgot the name of the art gallery, but there's an art gallery.
That was Jeremy Biggers.
Was that Jeremy?
It was his show.
It was,
Jeremy Biggers.
dude. That
his
thing was
opening. He's
blown
amazing.
up.
And,
Like there were so many cars.
If y'all aren't familiar with Jeremy
Yeah.
Biggers, you need to get familiar with
For
Jeremy
sure.
Biggers. He's he's already a huge artist. If you've ever been to the Virgin Hotel,
Yeah.
he has many pieces there in their lounge and their bar. But I think he might be like the biggest local fine artist that
And he did a show right by where
And-
our gallery is going to be, and
And
it
he
was.
is involved.
He's
with
in,
Gallery.
he's in ours.
He goes by Stem and Thorn. So
Yeah.
if you've seen like really elaborate murals down in the fabrication yards, design district, those are usually him. And Stem and Thorn and Jeremy Biggers, he's a rock star, ready to break out.
Wow.
And that's what we're doing. We're gonna break these artists out. We're gonna bring them. We're gonna give them a platform. We're gonna help sell their story. We're gonna help sell their art, and then go. Be a rocket ship.
Well, I'm so excited for you guys, and I bet you guys are ready to start.
So ready.
And I'm sure.
I'm nervous. I've got a lot of work still to do. So I'm doing the website. I'm building the website and all the functionality of the tickets and the NFTs. So like, just to wrap that kind of stuff up. I know you guys had a conversation in a previous podcast about NFTs. We're going to be doing a lot of cool things digitally. So yeah, I'm a little nervous. It's the time is going by fast, but I will deliver. I promise.
I'm sure you will.
There's no option.
No options.
I
Through.
love it.
Yeah, it's all coming together. Kind of. I mean, I guess technically we're planning on being about a month earlier than this, but it's all coming together perfectly. I think the way it's, if we have had to wait a little bit, but we, like they said, we picked up more artists and made our. I think the show is just going to be better because of that.
Now, I know you said you're waiting for a permit, but what would be ideally, what does it look like around a month or like October, November, or you just really can't say?
I would say if we had our permit today, it would be a month from today.
Got it.
Is what I've been.
So late September.
October.
October.
if we had it today.
Right. Yeah. It would be more October, but
Yeah.
again, we
Well,
don't
we
want to
get-
commit to it because it's out of our hands.
Of
right now.
course not. Yeah.
Well, we've got the artists ready.
Right.
Yeah.
And
We're just waiting for Big D to
Yeah.
settle
we
up
got,
that.
we got everything on order as far as like material wise. Everything's been ordered. It's just we've pretty much done everything, probably even a little beyond what we should be able to do before we actually have the permit. And as soon as we get the permit, it's different people that work on different things, so it's all like they can all work at the same time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I mean,
that's the beautiful thing. Once we do get that permit, it will go fast.
Yeah.
The artists will come in, they will build it out. We will have the build out done, the lights, the mapping, the projection, the website, the tickets, everything will happen so quickly. And that's when we're going to be reaching out to guys like you to help us promote it
Yeah.
and take it to the next
Absolutely.
level. We're going to need a lot of local ambassadors, that's
Yeah.
for sure.
That's the exciting
Definitely
part.
count on Tupash.
Yeah.
we want y'all to be kind of our red carpet people. I think we've
Yeah,
already
we
kind of
talked
about
about that. We were like, yes, we'll do it
Yeah,
so
that-
fast.
Pink carpet, though.
The
Pink carpet. Excuse me.
Pink carpet.
Even better.
And then, did you say you guys are opening something else next to it?
That I think that'll come later, but
Oh.
as far as it's called the House of DeFi.
Oh,
We
okay.
did it. It's more of another entity, but it's across the street basically.
currently a rundown yellow house.
Yeah,
right.
There's like a trap house, and Trey
Yeah.
wants to turn it into like
Your
his
office?
exclusive lounge.
And if you're living in there, you need to
Where
get
the,
out.
The prettiest of the pretty
Yeah, there were
can
some
come in and
squatters,
out
but I think they were out. They boarded it up. had
Maybe
to pay a fine.
parking, maybe.
So would this
It'll be a lot of parking, like because we're going to dig down and there's no setbacks, but it's zoned a bar or restaurant, and I'd like to have parking for Gallery Defi because we're going to sell out every night, so we need more parking. And then on top of it, with the best downtown views you'll ever see, I'd like to do like some kind of bar or something that has something to do with the gallery.
Yeah, rooftop
saw that
sculpture
view.
garden.
Right.
The full thing.
They're going to go together for sure,
Wow.
and the gallery owns part of that property as well. So I mean,
Wow.
my other company does too, but I wanted the
Yeah.
gallery to also be a big part of it.
I really don't think, I'm from New York originally, so I've seen a lot of stuff, but I feel like Dallas does not have anything like this at all. And I think this is so exciting and so neat. Finally.
We
Yeah,
agree. There is
thank you.
nothing like this.
No.
And we're going to make it special.
Yeah. And I'm ready for y'all to open now.
Me too.
Yeah.
Trust me,
Yeah.
we are so ready.
Have you guys ever bought, collected, or own any art? Do you guys have any favorite artists?
I have not ever.
I love art.
I do love it, but I have not bought anything.
I haven't really bought. Nothing like extravagant. Maybe something off like the streets or.
I think there's a lot of people.
I know a
like y'all that
guy
love
who's
it,
got
though.
some good.
I was about to say, I already paid him to collect my hair.
But I think that like we can maybe Gallery DeFi as a whole can educate people that I was just like, I loved art, but I didn't know what to buy, what was smart to buy. And I mean, if you're a Gallery DeFi artist, you want to buy that because we have a good.
No, so I feel
eyesight
like
on-
even learned a lot just from this hour about stuff like that because I love it. Obviously, I appreciate it, but I've never thought about like the owning of like how you were talking about it.
Yeah, I mean, I just watched this thing that more people are investing in art than any other category right now because it's the safest thing you can invest your money in.
Wow.
So, I mean, it's great timing for us, but that is the truth. If you want
Yeah.
to look it up,
But it's like Buddy said, you purchase something that you like.
You like,
and
yeah.
that's the main thing.
Yeah.
for sure. You don't want to. I'm not saying just get into it and make money, but that is something you can. I mean, purchase something you like for sure, but more than likely, it will make you money.
Yeah.
So I
I
think-
would probably get it because I like it for sure. But
Yes, go there.
Trey,
Go that
Trey's
route.
done the whole evolution though. He's bought stuff that he's liked. He's commissioned Travis and Shannon and some other people to do pieces for him, and it's just kind of he made the bag with Cody, and then now he's kind of looking at it from a more of a investment standpoint as well, right? Collecting people that he likes, but that also bring value, hold value. So he's been putting himself through the hard knocks of that, right?
Right. I mean, there's a learning
So
curve
there you
there,
go.
but I think that we as a gallery, if I like somebody that I spend a little money on, but we can then, there's a difference between people that are on the up and coming that have already kind of like made that splash mark. And I think that there's levels to come in and buy at. And I definitely have kind of I've been on every level, and I think that there's no wrong way to enter art. And I think a lot of people maybe just don't think that there's a good timing or a good price range. Oh, if I just spend, $2,000, it's not really going to do nothing. But really, that artist you spent $2,000 on in 10 years, that might be, seriously worth $100,000. You
And
never
it keeps
know.
that artist producing.
It does.
You know, the
Exactly. And you
artist
believe in that
continues-
artist.
Yeah, it continues to be able to develop and invest in their skill set. So the art you buy from them now might be, early, but they'll continue to be able to go back to the well. So that $2,000 pays for rent, pays for
Yeah, exactly.
supplies, things like that. So, and I think there's a bouginess around the art world that people are hesitant to get into as well. It's like, oh, that's not for me. I'm not a millionaire. I'm not a CEO. I'm just, somebody. But that's a whole other area that we're going to kind of wash away.
Knocking
So
those doors
you
down.
do not have to come in here wearing a suit and a tie. You can
Exactly.
I
Come
love
in here.
that.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to say. I just couldn't say it that smoothly.
yeah. Well, I feel you. I got you.
You got me.
I do though. What you said, I feel like when you go to these regular white wall art galleries and you go and you feel all like, do I even belong here?
Right,
I mean,
right.
Yeah, it's overwhelming. It
I
can
feel
be
like
a
that,
little
period.
nerve-wracking.
We own an art gallery.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're mostly like kind of half stoned and a little drunk.
Yeah, right. Trying to make the experience.
But that's one thing Buddy touched on is when you buy art, you support an artist that keeps them creating, right? And so for us, a portion of our ticket sales will go back to the artist, right? A lot of people
we'll
have
have
All the
An
artists
artist.
that
yeah,
contribute.
yeah.
We'll have
so
a fund.
a fund, right? And it'll be
wow.
evenly distributed. It doesn't matter who you are or what part of the journey you're on. So it's the money divided by the participants, and it's extra money for them. For some of them, it's a big deal. Some of them, it's just a drop in the hat. But it's more, for the people coming in, you're not just paying our bills. You're supporting these people, allowing them to keep creating, and that's just goes along with our mission, our brand,
And that might be our one of a kind thing.
for sure.
That
It is.
artist,
Yeah.
I don't know of anybody
We-
else who does an artist fund.
No,
You believe in the artist story and you want to help them out by buying their piece of art that that's you're buying from Gallery DeFi, you're helping out the artist, basically.
Yeah.
We've learned a lot.
no.
from-
Even if you just show up, you're helping out the artist. Is the point?
There
You
you
don't
go.
have to purchase their art. You show up, you're helping them out, right? And from there, we'll continue to create experiences for people to enjoy, and ultimately,
Sell
Make-
a shit ton of art.
yeah, and make more creatives out of it, right? And people that we're going to work with schools, local schools,
Oh,
both
that's neat too, though.
on the high school, college, some colleges around here, and we're working that out. How that's exactly going to look, but essentially, workshops all the way to maybe a contest where they can be in the exhibit themselves, just to kind of motivate and inspire people that they can do that and create and make a life out of it. And it's not like not that long ago when people say I want to be an artist, like, yeah, right. I went to art school. It's like, well, things have changed in a lot of ways, and this man to my right is proof of that. So that's kind of our bigger, push, right? And it's all in the umbrella of an experience.
Yeah.
So,
We'd like to be the platform that makes these artists, reach the stars.
That's amazing.
Sure.
I think for all artists, I mean, because you do art because it makes you feel a certain type of way.
Right.
And if you love an artist and they can't do it anymore because they have to go do something else for
Right.
financial reasons, I think that's amazing.
And I feel that happens a lot too. Like they just give
Oh
up
yeah, I can't
because it's
imagine
like-
how many artists.
there's
keep
so many
doing
artistic
that.
people selling insurance.
Yeah.
It's like,
Mhm.
Or
waiting
artists.
tables, serving
Yeah.
at the bar. And,
Right.
it's-
A lot of times, great artists are overpromised from a gallery. They sign up with a gallery,
Oh.
now they're pigeonholed. And so, one thing that we're going to do is keep artists and keep them as most comfortable as we possibly can, and let them know that we'll be providing a lot. Not let them know. We will show that we are.
I love it because I feel like artists always kind of get screwed
All
you
the
know?
time.
That's the story.
In
the time.
all art
Yeah.
forms.
Yeah.
All art
And now,
forms.
All
now
art
I can't be
forms.
The
screwing
man with
other
the money,
artists.
the man
Now
with
it's
the money
like-
always,
Yeah.
he always kind of wins, and that's this, like, Travis is speaking from experience. I mean,
Right.
Yeah.
This is authentic experience. He's been
Sure.
part of many galleries, and those galleries have, they've overpromised, undelivered, or they've delivered, but then the expectation to continue to carry on just never was met. So, a lot of battle wounds in this group. We've all been up, we've all been down, but at the same time, like, experience makes you stronger, and that's why we have Travis as a creative director. He's lived it. He knows the pains of an artist. Like,
Yeah.
we're not artists, but we can empathize. Travis has literally lived it, and so we kind of use him as our sounding board, our guiding light. Like, it's, hey, would you like this
Right.
as an artist?
all the time.
We're not going to screw anybody over ever.
would you
that would be the
respond
last
to
thing.
this opportunity? And he's like, hell no, I would never do that. It's like, okay, then let's not do that.
Mhm.
Or it's like, I never even heard of that. Let's do this. So it's an intriguing mix and very dynamic.
So if an artist listens to this show, are they able to reach out to you guys, or is it more you guys are reaching out to artists?
We're always
Never going to turn anything.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Well,
Very receptive.
right, because there's going to be things that do move, get sold, and people can't produce in time to fill their old spot. Right, we can introduce other things along the way, and there's going to be reiterations of this. So, always looking for creative people. What we open with, we may still add some more people to that from this date. Right, so we're always looking. There is a threshold, right? We just
Of course.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell you, if you are an artist and you're listening to this and you want to approach us, bring it.
sure.
Bring
Absolutely.
it. Bring your
Yeah.
stuff. Show us what you got, because this is groundbreaking. This is going to be next level stuff. And if you want to be a part of that, next evolution of the art scene, this is the time.
Absolutely.
I'd love for when people think of art in Dallas, they think of Gallery Defi first.
That would be
I would. It
amazing.
sounds like that will be the thing
It's gonna
That's-
happen.
for sure.
That's my goal.
I think you're gonna do it. I think all of you will, and I think that. I mean, I learned a lot today already with art that I didn't know, so that's
Dang.
helpful.
Now you just got to go out
For
and buy
sure.
some.
I know. I'm gonna do it at Gallery Defi.
Yeah, I was gonna
Right.
say if
I'm
I'm gonna
gonna
buy
wait.
it, it's gonna be at Gallery
There you
Defi.
And I'm gonna
Oh, please.
film
Appreciate
it. We're gonna do that.
We'll do a whole show
Film
on
it
that.
and send it to Buddy. He needs content.
Yeah.
Content.
We're gonna do
content.
that.
Content is king.
I'm not
Yeah.
gonna buy any art until you guys open. I'll buy it at Gallery
There we
Defi
go.
That'd be
first.
awesome.
Same.
Yeah. See, then I can have my first one and
Yep.
say it was from Gallery Defi.
Yeah.
See?
You can put your ticket stub maybe up there. Push it up.
Yeah. Well, I'm
You
still
want to
trying to
convert it
learn
for the
NFT.
NFT. Well, you don't have to put it up anywhere. It's stored for you.
We
So-
did a whole NFT show, and I'm still kind of confused.
I listened to that and I was like, dang, I should have sat in on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was so many points where I was like, oh, yeah, well, slow down.
Yeah.
You're going way too fast, because NFTs are moving so fast. Like, you really have to
I
kind
know.
of slow down, hunker down, and use a lot of just basic knowledge, and then you can kind of run with it.
I said we need a NFT for dummies, because that would be
Yeah.
myself.
Yeah.
I
Me
need
included.
a lot of help there.
Trey's got
We're gonna get
interesting
Trey in
explanations of NFTs. Some they're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I should be the one that
That would
explains
be
it to people though, but I mean,
It would be a fun segment.
Yeah, right.
Kind of like your plan on the last segment.
yeah.
Just kind of jam it in there.
Thumb first.
Yeah.
Thumb first.
NFT require the thumb first.
Yeah.
You got to loosen it up a little bit.
And
Yeah.
Gallery
That's right.
DeFi,
You gotta have some money in the game.
You guys have an Instagram too, right?
We do. Because it was Gallery
It's
Defi.
just at Gallery Defi.
At Gallery
yeah.
DeFi. Okay, guys, is there anything else that you didn't talk about that you want to add before we go into our segments?
I think we're good.
Good. Cruise.
No, man.
Tomorrow I'm painting live
There we
for,
go.
Oh, where?
Yeah.
in Grapevine,
Okay.
Texas, out on the lake at Paradise Cove for it's called Love Cassidy. It's an overdose awareness foundation.
Wow.
One of my best friend's little sisters. This is the 10-year anniversary. It's they already have the foundation, and then this is just the yearly event that do. So I'll be live painting and then
Wow.
auctioning off a painting, and then
And what is this event called?
it's called the Love Cassidy Foundation. and It's
Okay.
their overdose awareness event. So I don't know if this will be out
No.
by
Yeah.
then. It probably won't be.
No, but we can put
it.
it on Instagram.
Yeah,
For
And,
sure.
and if y'all are listening to this, it'll probably be done by that time, so you can go check out the work.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, of course. And I'm
Well,
going to do the work after this.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's amazing too. Well, I loved learning about Gallery DeFi more because I did want to hear all these things because I had heard about it, obviously. And then I went and saw it. And now I can't wait to see it finished. So we're going to go into our segments. Are we ready? We're going to go into our question of the day.
Let's do it.
The two posh girls ask the question of the day.
Question of the day. The last few minutes before you die,
Oh, wow.
can you find out? Oh, you can find out who is in love with you. Would you want to know?
Of course.
This is a perfect segue from his last answer.
I know.
Why would you not want to know that? Of course I'd want to know.
Yeah, I'd want
I
to
mean, but you're
know.
dying. You're like, I mean,
Yeah,
does it
if
matter?
there's anyone
I
out there in love
wouldn't
with me, please let me know.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to die a happy man knowing that someone loved me.
Tell me everybody loved me this whole
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was everyone, obviously. We all
More
love me.
importantly, who doesn't love me is what I guess I'd ask.
Yeah.
The last
you
few
wouldn't wanna
minutes
know that.
before you die, you can find out who is ever in love with you. Would you want to know?
I would definitely want to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
I can go to sleep.
And then die.
And
Yeah.
then
Die
die.
happy.
Yeah.
Die imagining
Or
my
die
life
happy or
with them.
sad. It depends, right?
Yeah, true.
I'm going to die sad either way. I don't want to die.
True
I want to
that.
die happy.
Yeah.
I
I
want to
think-
die with a smile on my face.
I'd pick Marcel. I'd want to know if Marcel's in love with me.
Do you get to pick, or is this just get to learn anybody? Right? It's just
Oh, do you get to
you
pick?
get to.
Can I
you get
pick
to
someone?
because that might be
Who
more
is in love with you.
depressing. If
Oh
you have
no,
to-
I did not want her to be in love with
Right,
me.
right.
No thanks.
Or if it was a no, then next person.
Oh, yeah.
Next.
Do I get to ask myself if I love myself?
Oh, yeah, you could, maybe.
You're probably dying because you don't, though, right?
What?
Look, I think we're all, by the time we're all old and on our deathbeds, like hopefully technology's come so far where they like just like remove our brain from this
Right.
like
And then
decrepit
No
body
kidding.
and
In a box.
put it on a new one.
That's what Walt Disney tried.
One that's like
waiting.
6'4", good looking.
He'll be waiting for a while.
Yeah,
Frozen.
right.
Recently did thought.
Well, good to know. Did
Yeah.
everybody answer that? All right. Our sex segment.
It's time to party with
More
Miss
party.
Polly.
Okay, so we're going to continue our yes, no, maybe list. So you have to answer yes, no, or maybe. 2, I'm just going to pick a random one. Well, I can't ask y'all that one because that would be more girls. Yeah, we're all going to say yes to that. Okay, would you yes, no, maybe cruise to bathing together?
Yeah.
Bathing with Cruz?
With
Do
your
you have a loofah?
with,
What is?
with your girl.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
Oh, not bathing with cruise.
Cruz bathing.
I loved a good bath with a nice lady.
I
So
think
you're-
I think it's like a super romantic notion to bathe, but at the end of the day, like the functionality of
Yeah.
it.
Sometimes you got things you got to do.
Right.
Yeah, the tubs are not very big these days, I feel
You
like.
got to get a bigger tub.
Got to get a big tub
that
with
tub
a
inside the
jet,
middle of the
big
gallery.
Showers.
We
I was gonna say shower is included in this, correct?
Yeah.
That's a lot more functional.
Shower's
Yeah.
easy.
I just picture Trey in the bathtub.
I mean, I've tried.
Rose petals.
The
bubbles.
rubber ducky.
Yeah.
The oil.
Yeah.
You know,
I think I've taken a bath by
bomb.
myself in like 5 years.
So you only take baths with females?
So I've only taken baths like once in my new house.
I think if I ever have taken a bath, it's probably been
With a female.
I don't want to. I do not like baths by
think I've
myself.
taken
It's
Yeah.
been
Me
myself after
either.
painting a mural in a nice hotel room, just
Yeah.
getting all the paint off.
Yeah, if you want to
Clogging
relax,
the
I can see
drain.
that.
For sure.
Well, there you go.
That,
Yes,
that was easy.
bath.
That was way easier. Yeah. Yes,
was
it's
way
easy.
easier.
It should be.
Yeah.
Would you drink
Well,
the bath water?
Yeah, we gotta, we gotta do
drink the
another
bath
One of
water
them
after
was
bathing with your girl.
swallowing cum. I can't ask you guys. Okay,
Yes, it's a
so
must.
Yeah.
so I guess the next I could ask you about sexting. Do you like to sext?
Not really. I'll crash. You know, like driving.
I thought you meant asleep.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, she must be bored.
No, I had a wreck once, and it was because of that.
Sexy?
Yeah, I like ran up on some rafters. Blew-
Trey, you got to
You ran up on some what?
Damn, those
What?
titty emojis are
I
nice.
blew 2 tires out. And I was like, oh. Yeah, I blew 2 tires out.
Oh my god.
Was that also Miss Mangrum?
It was no, it wasn't. It was about the earlier talk about the anal stuff, and that just got me off the road.
You were talking about anal sexting?
She was.
Wow, that is aggressive.
I know.
That's aggressive.
I know.
Wow.
I won't say any names.
You don't have to.
Oh, come on.
Cruz, are you into sexting?
I don't know. I mean, I guess if they send me pictures, I'm
Yeah.
cool with that. I don't know about the whole like, oh, I'm gonna like, pull your hair and
When I get home?
yeah, I don't know.
Kind of a build up that then like
Yeah.
it's only gonna be let down.
Yeah.
Well,
I
I
agree.
tell you this, Grayson and I, we be sexting all
You
the
sext.
time.
It's a married
Oh,
couple.
see?
There you go. Then I guess you need it.
He's got his phone
She's
under
always
the table
sending me
right
all
now.
kinds of crazy stuff. I'm
He's
what
like,
the-
she's sexting me
No, my
right
phone's
now.
going off right now. What happened? Oh, boobies.
I think that's great, though. How long have you been married?
14 years.
Oh, my
Yeah,
gosh.
14 years.
And you guys are still sexting.
Sexting.
That's why you're
That's
14
beautiful.
years in.
Wow.
Yeah. Trying not to make any more babies either.
How many you got?
Kyle?
I got 2.
Sexting is kind of underwhelming, right? It's like, then what? It's
You go home and
It's
you
a
do
Right,
version of
right.
foreplay.
right,
Yeah.
but again, it's like I'm gonna talk about it. That's fine. I think people talk more than they actually do, so I'd rather just do than talk. Right?
Oh.
I
Do,
agree.
do the deed.
I agree.
Right. It's kind of I don't know. It's
You're like, we're not going to talk about this now. I'll show you later. Kind
Like-
of thing.
before like the internet, sexting would have had a lot more value, right? Because everything was you could never find it. We used to watch, growing up, your parents leave and the HBO static. We talked about it because of that.
Skinamax.
Yeah, right. And it's like that was
Skinamax.
oh my gosh, right? We got Net Nanny and all this stuff. Now it's everywhere. People selling their. You can see anybody you want to on their OnlyFans or whatnot, right? So it's like,
100%. I think
Grace and
we've
I, we have
been-
this great idea for an OnlyFans. I don't know if you guys watch it, but
It's at Buddy Love at OnlyFans.
I haven't heard this idea.
it's called Butter My Biscuits.
wait,
Oh.
And it's just a daily video of buttering Grayson's boobs in like either like
y'all are doing
butter or like jam or something.
Oh,
like
you should
that.
totally do it
I
because
think it's, make us rich, right?
I think it would
yeah, so
definitely get a
I
lot of
know
followers.
someone who does videos like that with her husband.
Yeah.
Massages her boobs like that.
Yeah.
She doesn't ever show the nipple. It's just kind of the whatever.
Oh, no
Yeah, we would
nipple.
start with
Come on.
butters over the nipple and then just.
No, it's very creative.
He's already
I
got
mean,
this
you
planned
kinda-
out.
Yeah, buddy. Are you sure you don't
we've
have
got
a link?
we've got like 7 episodes in the can.
You could make a lot of money because she makes a lot of money.
Does she do her feet too?
I
I feel like feet's where it's at.
no, she's a
We're
big,
most-
We
big,
call that toe
Guys.
jam.
big.
Yeah.
There you go.
She's a big creator on there. She makes a lot of money, but I got to see that and it was very hot.
I bet.
I bet.
Yeah.
Hear that,
That was
Grayson?
hot when you just did that.
You hear that, Grayson? This is what Buddy said.
Yeah, she'd
makes-
probably be down.
Let's go make some of that OnlyFans money.
Yeah.
Probably make a lot.
I've been trying to get my girl to do that. For
Are you
real.
gonna do it?
That's cool that you're open to that though, man. I feel like I'd be insecure
Why?
Why?
because they're gonna get all these dick pics
what?
and
He's
Like
got
they
too many
already
don't.
tattoos. Everybody
Yeah, that's
knows
like
who
you
he
do.
is.
You gotta think about it. Like a dick pic might be the most unattractive picture of
Yeah.
all time. So-
Honestly,
Real.
I feel like if you guys go into it as a business together, because I know a few couples who do that, you would not be mad about it. It's
I mean, I don't have a couple. but-
good money.
How much money are we
About.
talking?
6 figures.
Over
A month.
Fuck.
Yeah,
a
over
month.
him.
All right, game over. See what Buddy Love.
I'm just saying.
Shut
At
it down.
onlyfans.com.
Butter my biscuits.
I think there's something to, like,
buttery love.
They're wanting to see like.
I'd watch it.
I think
has
that it's
great
like
boobs.
hotter to some people to like if like it's a couple because it's kind of like against the rules a little bit or something.
I just think
It's a little
that
naughty.
a
it's
little naughty. Yeah,
really,
like it's a husband and a wife. Or
I am
But even-
DTF in video in front of people. I am down.
I know. Talk about this.
See, I feel like that's like hotter than if it was just your girl. If it was just your girl, I'm sure I haven't seen her. I'm sure she's beautiful. But I think more people be into you with your girl than just your girl.
But what if like your girl's doing and you're taking her photos even? Like, it's hot for you guys too.
I mean, that's fine.
You know what I
Just-
mean?
If there's anything going inside of them or touching them,
No, not like that. I mean,
I think it should.
Y'all want
I
to
think
pay
it'd be better if
$5
it's
a month to see my girl naked?
No, I think we have your name though, Buttery Love.
buttery love.
That is nice.
Buttery
That is nice.
Yeah.
You guys should do it. I'm horrible. Like you're trying to influence you, but I'm just
Buttery
saying I
love.
do
No,
know
we've
people.
shared.
like
I've
it.
shared this a few times, and with people, they're like, yeah,
Everybody
not-
says yes.
obviously,
I
yeah,
mean-
you should do it. I'm like,
I can't see any negative to it.
but then everybody will know
Allergies.
now because
Oh.
you guys,
Oh, yeah.
you know,
Made a thing.
what you are like a top 10 podcast now, right?
Well,
Like,
then
what do
you
guys
get
mean?
more subscribers.
Yes.
Now you're gonna know.
Yeah,
That's
but
the
Now you're
point.
gonna have to
You
do
need-
it.
Spider, edit all of this out, please.
we can edit it out if you want to.
I'm kidding. We don't
Oh.
need it out.
I'm gonna say you
Fine.
could.
No,
get
now you
some
have to do it
subscribers.
because it's gonna be on.
yeah, we need that like thing right here in the video. Just-
Travis.
It's just boobs.
I forgot the
already
question now. I'm like, are you into OnlyFans?
That wasn't the question.
I only know of OnlyFans because of Travis.
Yeah, Travis.
Was
Travis
that girl? What was her
Yeah.
name? She did the raising money for the koalas and the wildfires.
Oh yeah, she's the one who
yes.
ran naked on like the field.
Travis was like, you gotta see.
I have not seen
girl,
this.
man. She's like raised a couple
She's
million.
Kaylin.
Kaylin, yeah, raised a couple $1 million for the wildfires in Australia.
Yeah, she's
It was that
actually.
first kick of like OnlyFans.
She
She
made
kicked
only-
up her leg or what?
Like,
No, she made OnlyFans like
Popular.
known.
I know who you're talking
Okay.
about.
yeah.
she used to be here in Dallas.
Yes, I know who you're talking about.
OnlyFans, what is this? He's like $5.99. You can see all the amazing
Yeah,
stuff.
she talked about it on TikTok. That's how I saw her. She talked about that she saved the koalas or something.
Nice.
That's pretty badass. Like,
Yeah.
I got put
go
out.
for it. You know.
The Catch Me Out
I'm
guy.
all for it,
The
man.
Catch Me Outside girl made like $56 million last year, non-nude, on
What?
on
No.
OnlyFans.
Lame.
Yeah.
What?
But I'm just talking about the revenues,
More power to her, man.
right?
No.
So,
Wow.
but what is she doing?
She's dating Blueface
Cash me outside.
She's
or
catching.
NBA YoungBoy, one of those two.
Oh,
She's dating
okay.
one of those two.
So okay.
I know that I keep up with the gossip.
Oh my god.
Speaking of gossip, now that we have.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what time it is. It's time for Tupac to break down that juicy gossip. All that tea for you to sip on. That's all I got.
Of gossip, now that we had that out of the way, I think we got into OnlyFans. But does anybody have any tea? You said you had some, Trey. But did anybody think of any more?
I know Kyle wants to throw
I-
Travis under the bus.
We were gonna leave it open ended, but now that makes
do
it. Well, talk about the picture. in Demi Lovato's room.
What?
Demi Lovato's got
Tra-
a
so-
fan picture of Travis in her bedroom.
So Travis grew up with Demi Lovato, and he won't let me take possession of the picture because it'll end up somewhere on a
At the
T-shirt.
gallery.
I was,
At the gallery.
I was randomly sent a picture
I've
a
seen that
couple weeks
picture.
ago.
Well, you
from
can't
an
tell
unknown
your own
number.
tea, right? So
Okay.
it's
From
a,
an unknown number?
yeah,
Well, it was
and it was a
number.
picture
Oh.
of himself
Yeah.
as an. You were a teenager, probably.
No,
No,
Yeah.
he had
it would have been like
sideburns.
Yeah, he was. he was like
sideburns.
you know,
Third, like third,
13.
fourth grade.
He had on a
Something
full blown
like that.
dress.
Something
you were
like
little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he was like 9th grade.
In
10th
sync
grade.
picture in the
Yeah,
background.
that's little.
Yeah.
In sync.
15,
Yeah.
I would guess 15.
The
And-
things we'll do for women.
Wearing a
Wear
dress,
their clothes.
earrings, makeup. It's a very flattering picture.
There was no makeup.
And
Can
then-
we can we see the
Travis
picture to
Smiling.
confirm?
you gotta hold it up
Yeah.
to the camera.
No.
Oh.
Well, we can't.
That day, not Travis was born.
That's right.
So
I
Demi,
just
Exactly
did not
right.
know that this picture of me existed.
so Demi Lovato
I had no
has this
idea
photo?
that this picture.
Demi Lovato,
her
her sister, yeah.
Yeah,
She's
so
going to be auctioning it off
we were
as an
good
NFT
friends,
soon.
and randomly sent this picture of myself at a very young age and a very compromising. And I'm like, what the fuck?
I was
Who is this?
I was gonna set
Like,
it up
who
to
are
see if
you?
you could
Where-
guess who was in the picture.
Oh.
Because I think the guesses might have been thrown a different direction.
It's very obvious.
Well, we obviously
Yeah.
know Trey's
I was gonna
definitely
say
worn
she-
women's clothing.
Obviously.
Who hasn't? What we will do to please our girls.
Oh my God.
We'll dress up.
What?
Don't hurt nobody.
Yeah, I'll wear your dress. It's fine.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, you like that?
That maybe should be your only
yeah.
thing.
Y'all haven't seen my...
You should have a
You
spinoff
didn't
where
see his new collection?
He's
Buddy
gonna be
Love?
rubbing
In a dress.
butter.
You guys
with a
ever-
dress on?
Yeah.
I don't know how familiar you guys with Austin politics, but y'all remember Leslie?
Yeah.
Yeah. I looked just like him one time. Yeah, it was pretty hot. Beard, homeless looking dress. It was bad.
So
You wore a
That
dress?
was good.
one
With a beard?
time,
Yeah, one time.
Oh, wow. Do
That's
you have a
it. Just
photo?
one time.
Yeah.
Wait.
Oh shit.
In Beverly Hills. Oh,
Buddy Love at onlyfans.com.
no, buttery
Buttery
love. Butter my biscuits.
Oh, butter my.
buttery love.
I'm surprised that's not taken yet. Butter my biscuits.
Well, we'll have to do a little research. Uh-oh, it's my wife calling now. Let me
Oh.
just hit.
Oh no.
She knows I'm talking about
She can feel it. Well, we'll have to bring you and your wife need to come on and talk
Oh,
about
you would love
your
her.
stuff.
Y'all be a great
awesome.
podcast.
Yeah.
She's a wild woman.
If you guys ever want to, we would love
It's
that.
probably like a tray.
Yeah.
She is
More
very
sophisticated.
similar.
More
They actually
sophisticated.
like each other a lot.
More sophisticated though, I would say for sure. I mean, I respect your wife. I don't want to say she's like me. but
Yeah, she
Outgoing like
She's
that.
not like Trey,
Not like
outgoing,
Trey.
but
I
she's
would
fun
say.
like Trey.
She's fun like Trey.
absolutely.
Yeah, she doesn't have a filter. I don't think like myself.
No filter.
We like no filter.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's great.
and she probably got a lot of goss for you too.
Yeah.
We
She
love
loves
that.
spilling
Her
the
on.
tea.
We need her on.
Yeah, so you guys have to come on.
All right, let's do it.
Perfect. Well, thank you guys so much for coming on the show. And we can't wait for Gallery Defi to open. And everybody go follow Trey, Buddy, Travis, and Kyle. I think we got all their Instagram handles.
Yep, and Gallery Defi.
Yep. And Gallery Defi. And you'll have to go check them out. And we can't wait to come and see it all.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Can't wait.
Thank you.
Thank
Much
you.
love. Thank you for having us.
Yes, thank you for having